Whose side are you on? Drop a Zillow if you're for Zillow. Drop a Compass if you're for Compass. We want to know what you think. The saga continues, and Robert Reffkin issues Checkmate to Zillow. He said that Compass will agree to share their 6,000 plus listings under 2 conditions. Number 1, that the platforms will not monetize the listing in any way, shape, or form, or sell the data in order to monetize the listing. And number 2, that they will not penalize agents for sharing listings within the brokerage or their MLS. So, Checkmate.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's like is that a king me move? We'll see, right? I mean, it's definitely going to smoke out what they're really what Zillow's really after.
Exactly. Are they really for openness of information, for buyer transparency, or are they for their shareholders and maximizing their revenue? I believe it's the latter.
As they should be.
Didn't Zillow do something with Keller Williams a long time ago where they would only put their agent information on?
Ooh, I'm not sure.
I can't remember. I thought I remember hearing something
I don't
about
remember that either. Compass says that this move will increase transparency and access to off-market properties while also challenging the status quo of listing distribution controlled by MLSs and portals.
I have to admit, I've always been a Robert Reffkin fan. I think and I'm just, seeing him obviously speak on panels. We've been around him at Inman. I think he's hella smart. Obviously, I'm sure this came from an attorney war room, right? And this was their strategic move to flush this out, because if Zillow answers this wrong, they're in trouble.
Well, I think that's the interesting part. It's like Zillow's entire business model is monetizing off of these opportunities. And so
Absolutely.
What happens in this environment if, like, let's say this works. Let's say that they agree to this sweetheart deal for Compass. Well, who's next? Right? Who else? Everyone's going to want that, right? So,
well, and like you just said, their allegiance is supposed to be to their shareholders.
Absolutely.
So, for me, like as a capitalist, I have no problem with that piece of it. But when you look at the 30,000 foot view of this, like you're like, oh, something about to go down.
Well, this is going to put into focus too, if any consumers are watching this, which I don't know, I'm not sure if they are or not, but it's going to put into focus that Zillow sells leads, right? Because if they're like, well, what do you mean you can't monetize on it? What does that mean? You know, so obviously they want their agents only to get their listing information off of Zillow. So we'll see.
Kayla, wasn't there some kind of survey or something that was done a while back around what Jay was just talking about, where people didn't even know that Zillow was paid a referral, and they were upset when they found out that Zillow was paid a referral from basically the referring agent?
Right. Yeah. 1000 Watt did a survey on that, and it uncovered that most people have no clue that when a lead is passed, or when their information is passed through Zillow, that they are then a lead, and there is monetization that occurs after that. So most people don't know. But what I think is super fascinating about this is that you have Compass, which is obviously one of the large players, but by and large, the real estate industry is comprised of a ton of small mom and pop brokerages across the U.S. And so if something like this is given to Compass, well, is that deal going to remain for everyone? It would absolutely crumble Zillow's business model. They couldn't afford to not monetize on this. So okay, what's the likely counteract from Zillow?
Zillow says no.
Zillow just says no. And then they just prove the point that we all see, is that they are the big behemoth that nobody can fight against because they control everything.
I mean, they don't need to prove it. It already is, right? They get how many eyeballs every day, and people, hey, Zillow my property. I mean, it's an adjective, right? It's an adjective, right?
Yep.
So
Zillow,
just like a Kleenex or a tissue.
Yeah, Zestimate.
The Zestimate. Yeah, it's become synonymous.
And
with
Reffkin
your
is a
homework.
very smart dude. I think he raised like $1.5 billion for Compass.
Yeah.
So definitely
he's well connected.
Definitely connected. Definitely smart. But I think I did see him on CNBC. I think I mentioned in the past podcast he's going to be on CNBC, and then like a couple days later he's on CNBC talking about what's going on. So he's
spotlighting it?
Is the consumer watching this? Are other businesses, companies watching this?
I would say that the consumer is watching this. There's been a lot of pickup from media outlets on it. And if you Google it, it's not exclusively like your Housing Wire, your Emmons, your Real News. There are also like Market Watch, Yahoo, even News Nation did an article on it. And so like you have all these other outlets that are running stories on it. Because if you're going to sell your house and you're going that exclusive route, you need to be aware of the implications. And so I think that they're bringing awareness to it.
Yeah, well, for what, 99.9% of the population, your house is your greatest asset, right? And a lot of the key to independent wealth building for a lot of people at this juncture still. So,
whose side are you on? Drop a Zillow if you're for Zillow. Drop a Compass if you're for Compass. We want to know what you think.